The past General Conference marked 44 years since I was called to serve as a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. In October of 1963, a few days following that conference, I met with my colleagues for the first time up in the fourth floor room of the Salt Lake Temple, the presidency and the 12. Everything was new to me. We were to partake of the sacrament that day. As we prepared to receive it, President David O. McKay said, and I quote, "Before we partake of the bread and water, I'd like to invite our newest member, Brother Monson, to instruct the First Presidency and Council of the 12 on the atoning sacrifice of the Lord Jesus Christ." We will now hear from you, Brother Monson. That was a heart stopper for me. I managed, barely. At the conclusion of the meeting, we moved to the luncheon reserved for the First Presidency and the 12, where we were to eat. As we sat around the table, President McKay said, "Brother Monson, do you believe that William Shakespeare really wrote the sonnets attributed to him?" "Oh, yes," I responded. "I do, President McKay." He then exclaimed, "Wonderful. So do I. So do I." I thought to myself, I hope he moves away from Shakespeare. I was a business major. However, he turned again to me and said, "Brother Monson, do you read Shakespeare?" I said, "Occasionally." "Fine," he said. "What is your favorite work of Shakespeare?" I thought quickly, perhaps a more desperate prayer than a reasoned thought, and replied, "Henry VIII." "Which is your favorite passage?" he asked. I had a heart-stopping situation right there. Then I thought of Cardinal Wolsey, that man who served as king but neglected his God. And I recited to President McKay what Cardinal Wolsey lamented when he was shorn of all of his power. Quote, "Had I but served my God with half the zeal with which I served my king, he in mine age would not have left me naked to mine enemies." President McKay said, "Oh, I love that passage too." Then he changed the subject, for which I shall be eternally grateful.